How to find a new job in 2021. So many people at the start of a year will consider changing their jobs. It's often associated with new year, new me, or the realization of you're looking for a fresh challenge. So many people will reflect over that Christmas and New Year period and look to identify where they're making changes within their career. So it's really important you know where to look when you want to find that new job. The first thing you need to do is list what you want from a career. So many people often can settle in their career and will look to leave a position for something materialistic, like a pay rise, without thinking about the wider and more important implication. Really drilling down into what makes you happy and what potentially doesn't make you happy will enable you to identify what you're trying to resolve by changing jobs. So this could include the work-life balance you currently have, company benefits you may receive, flexibility in working hours or working patterns or place of work, and also ceiling to income potential. So if you're in an advisor role, so mortgage advisor or financial advisor, if you're on an employed basis, it might be, does the bonus structure work well for you? Or is there a cap to what you can earn? Or if you're self-employed, how can you unlock your earnings to the next layer? Is it you need more clients? Do you need a better fee structure? Do you need to be able to have more infrastructure behind you to increase your recurring income fee? What is it that needs you to be able to take it forwards? What often is a good exercise is when considering these aspects is to physically write them down. By doing that, it really helps with your reflection process and can also make you identify the differences in priority. What you thought was important, when you then look at it and the whole list, may be in a different order to what you previously had. And it also may make you think of things you've never considered before. Now that you've identified what you want to change in your career, the next step that's most common for people is to look at your CV, because this is what you'll typically need to be able to apply for jobs. So we did write a blog on how to write a CV, which can be accessed up here. And to summarise, the key 3 points are, if you've got industry qualifications, make sure you've got them included, because often that can be part of the criteria of the jobs you'll be applying for. Second is, don't just talk about what experience you have, but really how well you did it. So if you're an advisor, talk about how many cases you averaged per month. What was maybe the biggest case you worked on? If you received any customer satisfaction, what was your average score or typical comments you received? That really helps you to differentiate between other individuals who are in a similar role to you currently. And then the other thing is go into depth about the type of experience you have. So for a mortgage advisor, saying you advise on mortgages is okay, but that doesn't tell the reader the type of mortgages you've advised on, whether it's residential, buy-to-let, contractor mortgages, commercial mortgages, all these different types of mortgages available. Which ones have you advised on? And this is exactly the same for administrators, power planners, financial advisors. Go into depths about the type of experience you do have, because that will really help the reader when they are looking at your CV. We're looking to do another video on how to write a CV, so feel free to subscribe so that you make sure you're informed of it when it comes out in due course. Now you've refreshed your CV, you can look to find your next job. So the first place that many people go are job boards. So that could include Total Jobs, Reed, CV Library, Indeed, and these can be good tools to look for jobs that are available. Typically it will have recruiters, but also companies advertising directly, and they'll be putting up their active vacancies on the job board with details of the salary, the location, the details about the job, and hopefully the criteria. Not everyone writes their adverts to the same standard, so you'll definitely see a difference in quality of content on each advert. The benefit of job boards as well is that you can be notified of jobs that suit what you're looking for. So you can set up some alerts so that as soon as a new job comes out that is ticking your boxes, you'll be notified so that you can be quick to apply. The downside of job boards is that receiving a response from your application is quite hit and miss. Here at Premier Jobs UK, we make sure we respond to everyone, even if you are unsuccessful. which were often commented on as our rare quality. So unfortunately, not every business out there, whether that's a recruitment agency or a firm directly, will respond. Some will put, if you don't hear within 3 to 5 working days, presume you're unsuccessful, and some will just not respond at all. And so that can leave job seekers with a real sense of dissatisfaction and frustration that they don't know whether their CV's even been read or acknowledged. The other downside to job boards is that when you put your CV on there, because recruiters have access to the database and can set up alerts, just like the way you're notified when a new job comes out, they can be notified of when a CV that matches their keywords is loaded. They will be notified. And so often you will have a flurry of recruiters contacting you, wanting to get in touch to see if you're interested in what they've got available. So when you do upload your CV, be prepared to have a few calls. But it is a tool that really helps people, and so definitely recommend it. The other place where people go to find a new job is a recruiter. So just like in the financial services industry, clients go to mortgage advisors or financial advisors to utilise their specialist knowledge and access to exclusive products. Candidates will approach recruiters for their specialist knowledge and access to vacancies that potentially are exclusive or not heard about as much as maybe some of the big players. The benefit of a recruiter is that you can benefit from their in-depth knowledge on the industry and really utilise their knowledge to your advantage. Typically they'll have access to nationwide vacancies if they're a specialist, because you typically have either specialist recruiters in the industry or specialist in region. So if you go down the industry route, they'll typically have something near to your location. Maybe the downside to recruiters is that people lose a sense of control. So dealing with a recruiter, you might then not know where your CV has been sent to. That's a real worry if you feel that way, because you should make sure that the recruiter you're dealing with is only sending your CV off to companies you approve of. At Premier Jobs UK, we only get your permission to send your CV off to companies we've discussed, so don't worry on that aspect with us. But the other benefit of recruiters is you can benefit from their guidance throughout the whole process, from start to finish. So they'll give you interview tips, they'll tell you how to prepare. If you then successfully get the job, they'll help you, guide you on what to do in preparation for your first day. And also, hopefully they'll be there to hold your hand a little bit after your first day to make sure you bed into the new company well. So hopefully this video is giving you some good tips on how to identify what you want from your career, how to refresh your CV, and most importantly, where to go if you're looking to find a new job. What I'd say is, if this is something you're unsure about on whichever point I have mentioned, feel free to get in contact, because like I said, a recruiter can really help you. And you don't just have to be contacting a recruiter if you're looking for a job today. If you're thinking of changing your job in the next few months, you can get in contact with me and we can help you prepare for that situation. What you might need to do in the run up to looking for your new job, or how you could change your CV, get a new qualification, expose yourself to a different level of experience to strengthen your application when you are in a position to move jobs. Or even if you just want a bit of guidance on, is your job in line with what the market is offering? So please do get in contact if you've got any questions at all, no matter what stage you're at through your job seeking journey.